welcome back to episode 18 of Divine FM. This is going to be technically episode 1 of season 2 because this episode is called Stepping into Your Power and Being Fucking Grateful. Because I have officially entered a period of my life, I guess. Like, how do you say, the era of my life where I am in overflow. I feel like my cup truly has been overflowing for a while now, and I have to admit, it's really fun. It's been such an enjoyable experience being alive and just having my day-to-day be overall pretty positive. Even when it's negative, I feel like I have so many great ways that I've encompassed a positive, I don't even know how to say it, spiral of my life. I just feel like it's a domino effect. You know, you have to make conscious choices to manifest what you want. And if you want to be happy, you have to put in the work every single day, every single second, and every choice that you make has to have intention behind it, you know? So I wanted to talk about the number one most important thing that I have found helped me get to this place of, internal overflow of happiness and love and everything of the above is being grateful. So I wanted to talk about just a few ways that I am able to bring myself back whenever I'm in a dark place, whenever I'm having maybe a confrontation, whenever I'm feeling negative about myself, whenever I'm having negative thoughts about whatever the fuck it could be. I feel like the frequency of gratefulness, the, how do you say, energy of being grateful can bring you back to a state of being present, being just there with yourself, and you can internalize those feelings that you're feeling in that moment, like whatever it is, jealousy or hatefulness or anger or resentment or whatever it could be, and you can alchemize those feelings, those emotions, that energy into gratefulness. And that could also be happiness. That could also be peacefulness or humbleness, whatever you're really trying to achieve in the moment. It's always possible with that one specific feeling of gratefulness. So yeah, here's a little example maybe I can think of from the top of my head. Right now, let me just give you an example because I have nothing in the top of my head. I'm very sweaty right now. I'm literally fanning my face, sitting in my whole work attire, belt undone, because I just ate a fuck ton of hamburger helper. Actually, it was really, really good hamburger helper, so don't even hate. I made it last night, and my dad called it ultra mega amazing Mexican hamburger helper supreme. He didn't actually say that, but I said that. But he was giving me creds about how good it was. And it was just beef hamburger helper with a bunch of extra shit in it, like tomatoes, pico de gallo, onions, what else? I can't even think. Jalapeno. I'm pretty sure that was it actually. And then all the other stuff. And love, obviously. But, oh my god, why was I saying that? Oh yeah, because my belt was undone. Usually I get super frustrated whenever I'm super hot and sweaty and I'm there's no air circulation. Because whenever I record my podcast, I have to be somewhere where there's no, outside noise. So I'm sitting in my dad's truck currently. And there's actually, a fucking construction crew, right around here, drilling something very loudly. And I took, 10 recording clips, before this testing clips. And every single one still had the thing in it. Oh, just a little bit. So I'm sorry if you can hear that. I'm pretty sure that I mentioned that at some point in the beginning. If I didn't, I'm mentioning it now. I'm sorry. Oh my god, they just stopped. Wow. How convenient. Now I can open the fucking door. Oh my god. I'm so hot. I just alchemized that, did I not? I was literally going into talking about how I don't like to be hot, but while I'm in this state of like being in a very hot car, I managed to, think of a bunch of things that like make me happy, and I don't even pay as much attention to the fact that I'm still actively sweating, but like maybe not as hard because my energy isn't going towards the fact that I'm like hot and that I'm like having to breathe a little bit harder because there's no like energy, not energy flow. There's no like airflow, air circulation. But now that they've stopped drilling into the ground, I can have the door open, and that's amazing. Sorry if you can hear any other noises like cars driving by, but you know what? I don't give a fuck because I need a little bit of a break. But yeah, so that is one way. Another way possibly could be, okay, so let's say you guys are really like down and out about, maybe you have like a crush. Maybe it's like a gym crush. Maybe it's like someone you just met. Maybe it's like a parasocial crush or something. I feel like nowadays, like, we're just a society of like situationships because no one really like courts these days. I feel like no one really wants that. At least that's how it feels for me because I'm the type of person who wants to end up and be loyal to one singular person. I feel like I thought that was normal. Apparently not. And I just feel like a lot of people aren't like in a place where they like are even ready for that or could even say that they want that because it is like a lot, I guess in a age where just having a situationship is the norm for a relationship. But let's say you're like in a situationship and you're feeling really down and out, and for the most part situationships are pretty toxic. Because usually they're one-sided. Usually, there's not really much more to say than that. Like, they're one-sided, and if it's you that is doing more, try to find things that you are grateful for that you do. Like, try to find things that you love more about yourself than you do about that person, because I feel like usually whenever we're giving too much to another, we're giving less to ourselves. Like, we're lacking in self-love. And so in one of those moments, or just like times in your life, you can focus more on you and think of what you're grateful for about yourself. Be grateful that you have a skincare routine and you take care of your hygiene. Be grateful that you have a good group of friends, and if you don't, be grateful that you kicked toxic friends out of your life. Be grateful for your parents, if you have your parents with you still, because you would be surprised how many people like don't have their parents anymore. And like, that's something that I feel like I'm so fucking grateful for, is to not only have both of my parents, I have 2 siblings, and I have one of my grandmothers still, and like, it's just something that we take for granted. And remembering all of those things really helps put in perspective like what's actually important to us and like what our morals actually are, and whenever you can get down to like that sort of state of mind, it's much easier to not put as much energy into someone else or like a situationship, for example. Or also maybe if it comes to like even just a friend, like I've had an experience recently where I lost someone who was really, really close to me. Like, we had been best friends since literally kindergarten. And we just had like a very, I feel like, minor falling out. From my perspective, I didn't expect it to happen at all. But obviously, if like what I did hurt this person so badly to the point where they like kicked me out of their life, then obviously like hurt people, and like she was hurting and something happened that I'm unaware of possibly, and if I had the opportunity, I would try to fix it. But also in this part of my life, I also would rather choose peace. And if someone blocks you, especially like a friend or someone that you feel like is in that routine of your life every day and has been for a long time, basically they feel like family. You really just need to focus on yourself, or just focus on what things you're grateful for from that experience, the things that you learned from the experience, how you could have positively affected that person or that I don't know, just experience in general, like how you could have affected it, and like reflecting on that and trying to find things that you can learn from it, things that you can learn from. I feel like doing things like that are great ways that you can alchemize negative energy into something a little bit more positive and a little bit more useful for, the evolution of yourself, for growth, for becoming a higher version of you, and maybe just one step closer to inner peace and having a little bit more happiness in your day-to-day life. Yeah, I just feel like this season of my podcast, I really want to talk about stepping into your power and becoming that highest self, that highest version of yourself, that evolutionized version of yourself. I wanted to say evolutionized, but I wasn't sure if that's actually a fucking word in the book, in the dictionary. I'm gonna have to look it up. The highest evolutionized version of you guys. That's what we're going to. That's where we're going. Yeah. And also, something a little fun that I'm going to add into this season is my hope, at least. Don't hate on me, even though I know you guys aren't going to. But, if, I'm going to set a standard for myself that every other episode of this season, I want to have a guest. Someone in my life that I feel like I could learn from and you could learn from. And so I'm going to really just think about specific topics and specific people in my life that have taught me certain things, and I'm going to ask them to maybe have a conversation with me and with you guys about it. And so look out for those episodes. It's obviously not going to be this episode, but I just wanted to introduce the topic to you guys so you can know what to expect. And I'm also really going to try to incorporate video formatting for my podcast episodes. I have yet to figure it out how to record a good quality video and also record good quality audio, both on my phone, both simultaneously at the same time. And my brain cannot really figure it out. Oh my god, those squirrels are being so cute. They're fucking chasing each other. Okay, anyway, sorry, I got distracted. So yeah, still have yet to figure that out, but just watch out. Possibly in the next couple of episodes, I'm really trying to manifest video and audio because I want you to see my face and I want you to see my beautiful friends' faces too. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for listening to my podcast, and I will catch you next week on Divine FM. Bye guys.